Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King. Here's your good friend Jimbo right over there, looking rather stylish today, looking rather nice. I think we're going to have to pop this up a little bit early, the shameless plugs and begging for money bar, because that's where we are. By the way, yes, again, thank you so much. We are Stay Tuned Sports. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit that like button, hit that share button so you get more people over here. And please, if this is your first time and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously. Get us to at least that 500 follower mark, a subscriber mark, so we can go ahead and be monetized and do something, and then get demonetized because of the shit that we say here on this channel. Also, if you want to help us out, those are 3 free ways, by the way. Like, share, subscribe. Absolutely could do all that for free. It doesn't cost you a dime. If, however, you want to donate a little bit more to the cause, as it were, we have links for our donation station in the top of the chat. Which chat's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. We have that there, as well as the link for our merch store. I don't know why. I just forgot about merch, since it's the big red thing on the bottom of the screen saying right now, and it's what you're wearing. One of our brand new pieces of merch, the More Tushin' for the Pushin' Eagles shirt, ever since it got passed, and the Packers' vile scheme to get the tush push banned was so roundly refused by the NFL by just 2 votes, but still roundly refused by the NFL, at least until next year. We'll see. So we have that there. I'll tell you what, looks good. Here's the thing. I don't know why I'm surprised by this, but we're not selling junk shit. It's like, wow, oh my God. Whoa. Yeah. Hey guys, we actually are having quality shirts here for you to buy. Oh my God. But it looks great. How does it feel?
It feels nice, and you know, like how you just said, we're not selling junk stuff. I mean, we started a few years back on Teespring when that was still around, and I'll tell you what, the screen print compared to Teespring feels a lot better. It's not itchy.
The Teespring, man, their quality went to shit. It was a great idea.
Yeah.
And then they went just straight down to shit. What we've done, we're working with Printify right now. And what Printify does with this stuff is it looks better. It looks like it feels better to you. You know, that shirt there, the More Tush for the Push, it's got Go Birds on the back. If you're a big Eagles fan, I'm not. So like I said, I made that shirt, but I still hate it. But I made it, and it looks good. Other than the fact that it's Eagles based, it looks good. So excited for that. If you want to get that or any of the other merch, which now that we know, it's not shit, so you can go ahead and buy it. I know a couple of guys in the, who frequent the chat bought some. We had someone bought the Steelers helmet, the 8-bit helmet shirt, and we had somebody buy the Rams 8-bit helmet shirt a little bit ago. So it's not the first piece of merch we sell. We haven't sold a lot of merch.
Yeah.
But now you know it's good. It's there for you to get. So if you want to do that, links are up in the chat and in the description below this video. So there's all the shameless. Oh, also buy our coffee.
Very good.
Yeah, so you got to get that last one in there. So there's all the shameless plugs. There's all that. I'm not sure how long this show is going to be today, simply because not a lot is going on. You know, we'll probably touch a little bit on the Stanley Cup Finals starting, maybe some NBA. But here's the thing: with both of both for the NBA and for the NHL, man, the finals for both of them are, boy, I bet you they wished anybody else would have gotten into the finals for either one of these. Obviously, I bet you the NBA was praying New York got into the finals. That didn't happen. So now you have Indianapolis and Oklahoma City. Yay. You know, it is what it is. Not exactly exciting. And for the second year in a row, we have the Florida Panthers against the Edmonton Oilers, which for most of America is a who gives a shit. And the only reason Canada's going to watch is because they want a Canadian team to win.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason they're going to be watching. So it might get big numbers in Canada, but outside of that, you know, I'm not sure how much more it's going to be doing. So that's up for debate. So there's a little bit of that going on. Not a ton of NFL stuff. Like, it's been a real quiet week in the NFL.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that your boy, not my boy no more, he's your boy, Saquon Barkley III, I don't know. I just make up names for everybody. But yeah, no, Saquon is the cover boy for Madden 26. I don't know if have you seen the behind the scenes videos of them recreating the shot so that he could do that. I thought it was funny because some people online were reading into it like, oh, they put Saquon in the throwback uniform on there. That's pretty big. That means the Eagles are going to be. No. When he jumped backwards, that's the uniform they were wearing. So,
I only have one bitch about the whole process.
What's that?
The team that he jumped over in the photo shoot. There's no logo. Like it was.
No, they kind of made it. They kind of made it. To be fair, the Jaguars have some of maybe the most generic uniforms in the NFL. So, I mean, it's not too that it's not that far of a stretch. It's kind of like they didn't want to embarrass them, but it's like we know who he did that against. Like you just said, oh, it didn't have the logo on the helmet, but we all know it was the Jaguars. And again, the Jaguars again have some of the. And I usually am a fan of simple and basic, traditional uniform design. Jaguars went a little. They went from the weird ass two-toned helmet that was fucking atrocious to then these, which are just so boring. Like, oh boy, can we get a fucking stripe or something? My God,
they're lowering the bar so that in the coming years, when they rebrand.
When they introduced their throwbacks last year, and I say throwbacks because to me it's like, yeah, I know the Jaguars are 30 years old, but it doesn't feel like it. I'm sorry. I understand I'm an old fuck right now, but anyway, when they released that and everybody saw them again, it was like, oh my God, they're so beautiful with the little prowler on the sleeve, and just the way the teal looks and the numbers and the striping and the pants look good and all that kind of shit. Man, listen, I'm not saying you have to reinvent the wheel. If you want to keep the logo you have, fine. I was never a big fan of the hyper illustrated one they use now. I kind of like the logoized Jaguar they had in their original logo, but. Even if you want to, slap the modern Jaguar on the side of that fucking helmet. Wear those uniforms. Wear them. Those are beautiful. A little bit of uniform diatribe here. Sorry about that. But yeah, so Saquon on the cover of Madden 26, and for some reason, Jimbo seems to be worried about this. Why is that, Jimbo?
Well, I mean, and you're gonna have to kind of refresh my memory here from the group chat. We're going on 27 years of the curse of the Madden curse.
This is I believe it started in 97 or 98. I think it was 98. They said it was with Sean Was it Sean Alexander? Who was it? Let me go ahead and look again. I'm gonna jump over to the group chat and see here
for like. Anybody that's been living underneath a rock for the past 30 years.
No, it couldn't be Sean Alexander. I was just saying, that's way too much.
The Madden Curse is like whatever player is on the cover of Madden usually has a injury-filled season, the following season, or just a historically bad season. And that's my fear. We want to go for back-to-back Super Bowls, and we're gonna need Saquon to help with that.
Oh, here we go. I have the official verbiage, official technology. The Madden Curse, the alleged bad luck that befalls NFL players who grace the cover of the Madden NFL video game, is generally believed to have begun with Garrison Hurst in 1998, when he was the cover athlete for Madden 99. While the game was released in 1998, Hurst's injury occurred during the 1998 season. So he was on the cover and got injured, and then since then it's kind of been a thing where once you get a couple of them, then you start getting. Now you brought up the point, and I mean one of them was kind of silly because
I was just stating facts.
I mean I guess you could say that. Jimbo wanted to bring up the fact of the last 4 running backs that were on the Madden cover. And the first person he says is Barry Sanders, who was on the 25th anniversary of the Madden game. So clearly he was going to play 0 games, and still Jimbo needed to put in there, played 0 games after he was on the cover. So somehow that's the curse. Not sure that qualifies, but okay. But then you also have Peyton Hillis. He was on the game. He only played 10 games in that season. Chris McCaffrey only played 4 games after he was on the cover. And Sean Alexander, that's where I thought Sean Alexander, because he was part of the curse, though. He only played 10 games in this season in which he was on the cover. Now, this brings up an interesting kind of question that we kind of talked about a little bit in the group chat, and I'd like to bring it up here, see what anybody else thinks. Bring it to the rest of the class and, share, see what everybody else wants to think. If you were an NFL player, NFL superstar, you're a superstar. Oh my God, you're making millions of dollars. Yeah, you got, Taylor Swift or some other pop star on your arm. You got all the paparazzi. Everybody loves you. You're rich, you're famous, you're everything like that. One of the best players in the NFL. And the people from EA come along and say, hey, we want to make you the Madden cover for this season's game. Is the check big enough for you to go, yes? Or do you buy into the curse so much? Are you that? Because listen, athletes, superstitious bunch. I don't know if anybody knows this.
Yes.
Athletes, superstitious bunch. Okay?
Yes.
You think fans are superstitious. The people playing the game, just as, if not more so. So, if you're one of these players and you believe in the Madden curse, do you do it despite how many zeros they want to put on that check, or however many residuals you might get, or whatever the case may be?
This actually popped in my head just a little bit after that little chat we had yesterday about the Madden curse, and you brought that up. If I had a contract that I still got 3 years before it's over, and I got guaranteed money in it, yeah, sure, I'll take my chance. But if you're a player going into a contract year, I'm telling them hell no, because if I'm going into a contract year, I get hurt. There's not enough money that Madden could give me.
I guess so. In this case, like Saquon got paid. He just got his contract, got paid, huge guaranteed, all that kind of stuff. So if you're Saquon, you feel more comfortable with the fact that you've got guaranteed money, you just have a brand new deal. If God forbid something happens, you'd be able to go ahead and still be okay with it, and take that EA money.
Saquon's an asterisk as far as me as an Eagles fan, speaking for Saquon, especially after his comments today. If I'm Saquon, I'm not doing the Madden cover, because he came out today, I don't know if you saw this, in an interview, and said that, I think it was with Chris Long on his podcast, and they asked him about retirement, how much longer does he think he's going to play, things like that. And he said, I'll be honest. He goes, I may be one of those players that just one day wake up and say, you know what, I'm retired. Like, it could be next week, it could be next year, it could be 4 years from now. So if I'm Saquon, as an Eagles fan, I'd be like, Saquon, please don't.
Well, I know as an Eagles fan, you are nervous about this. You are really not.
All week I've been shaken.
Yeah, you're not exactly great about this. Meanwhile, I'm fucking shoe body doo ba da 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 da. I'm doing all the shit. I'm shoe body bopping all over this.
Don't do this ever.
Oh yeah, baby. That's it. Bringing the demons. Am I tickling the demons' balls? We don't know. But if that's what it's gonna take to get the curse going, let's go, baby. Yeah. Not that I'm rooting for a Saquon injury. I'm not rooting for that. The curse could be just that he's not productive. That could be the, he gets 756 yards maybe this season. Maybe that's what it is. By the way, maybe we should put a mark on that and see how many yards he gets and see how fucking off I am. Maybe he gets 2,756 yards, probably. But
and maybe, on the flip side, maybe he breaks the Madden curse like the Kool-Aid man going through a wall and gets 2,200 yards rushing this year.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. That could be. That definitely could be.
Highly doubt that, but
I don't know. But well, I mean, how do you How do you top last season? And I have a feeling too, if he gets close to the single season rush again, Sirianni could do whatever he wants. Saquon's going to go in and get that fucking record. I think Saquon that first season with the Eagles, he was very humble. He was very nice. He didn't go for the record against the Giants when he very well could have. He said, "I'll let the young bucks in there, let them get some reps and everything like that." And at the end of the year, when Sirianni sat him, and he was like, I really would have liked to get that record, but I'll do what the coach says, everything like that. If it comes up to that point again next year, which very well could be. Again, the Eagles are a very good team. Yeah. This team, unlike I think the 2017 one, this one is built for a little bit more of longevity. I think this team is not going to self-destruct like that Eagles team did. Because, God damn, you guys had one magical season and then it all went to shit. And I don't know why. But I remember after that season, I forget who it was. Was it Fletcher Cox? It was one of the Eagles that was like, we're the new blueprint. This is how NFL teams are going to be built now. Nobody can fuck with us. We're here for this is the next time. We're the next Patriots. This is the new way to build a team. And you guys sucked for the next 3 years. So
it was just the following season.
Nah, you guys sucked. You guys had a good trail of sucking for up until I think that 2022 season was really when you got back to. I'm talking like from 2017 you won a Super Bowl. 2018 to about 2022 you guys were kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, after the Super Bowl, Peterson became average as a head coach.
And then. Well, I don't know, because again, he had Carson, and here's the thing I feel bad about, because Carson Wentz was having a legitimate MVP season that was his rookie year, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was having an MVP style season as a rookie, and then he got hurt against the Rams, and Nick Foles came in and became the reason the Eagles had the number one seed was because of Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And then Carson Wentz comes back, and it seems like he forgot how to quarterback. Or was it him? Was it the coach? We don't know. Was it the injury itself that fucked up? We don't know. And then so then Peterson loses his job there, goes down to Jacksonville, and he gets Trevor Lawrence, who I'm sorry, listen, they paid him a shit ton of money. He was the highest paid NFL player for about 25 minutes last year, when all those contracts started coming out. But he was the highest paid player, and I keep on bringing up the stats for the time. He's Daniel Jones. Whether you see that as a good or a bad thing, no matter which side of the argument you're on, he's Daniel Jones. So if you're somebody who shits on Daniel Jones all the time, but is still sitting there Trevor Lawrence, he could still be something, he's still good, you're fucking delusional. Yeah. He's the same as Daniel Jones. Oh, well, he didn't have an offensive line. Neither did fucking Daniel Jones! So I don't want to fucking hear it, you know?
Yeah.
Ice is going to be ready soon. But I just so when it comes to Peterson and everything like that, I'm not sure how much blame to lay at his feet there. But just my point was, I think this Eagles team now is unlike that 2017 team that was tooting their own horn and doing whatever. So far, I've done this and this today. Probably not the best day to be doing screenshots. But that team was talking about, we're the best. This is how you build a team, everything like that. I think this Eagles team is built for longevity and long-term success. This team has a chance to win 2 or 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
It's there. They have the opportunity. It reminds me a little bit of the San Francisco 49ers of the last 4 or 5 years. Very good team, always there, but they always fell just short. The Eagles, they made it to a Super Bowl and lost. Now they've made it to a Super Bowl and won. How much else can they do? Can they build on last year? It seems like they can. Their defense, no matter what you say here. Now I know there's also trade talk still with Goddard is being talked about being moved.
No, he's staying. They restructured his contract a few weeks ago.
Right, a few weeks ago, but his name now has been brought up in new, according to Rappaport and Ari Miroff, all these guys here on Twitter. his name has been bandied about as far as trade bait. So that's there. Whether or not it is or not. But here's the thing, and this is what I'm talking about. The Eagles have depth at pretty much everywhere. So, and again, at this point, if you're a Philadelphian or just somebody who roots for the Eagles, you have to, almost like I did in the 90s and early 2000s with the New Jersey Devils and our general manager, Lou Lamoriello. In Lou, we trust. Not sure I know about all the moves, but I trust him to make the right moves. We got 3 Stanley Cups out of it. We went to 5 Stanley Cup Finals. Like, I get it. That's when you're just like, I trust him. I trust him to make the moves.
Yeah.
If you're an Eagles fan, and Howie we trust. I don't know if he's going to make a move here or make a move there, if he's going to trade somebody I like or don't, whatever the case is, you have to put your trust in him because he's gotten you 2 Super Bowls in 8 years.
Yeah.
You've gone to 3, and the future's looking fucking bright. So, like, in all that kind of sense, if I'm an Eagles fan, Howie could go and take a shit on a salad bar at Wendy's, and I'm not questioning him. Let the genius work. Let the man do his thing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But I was trying to bring this back to the Madden cover, and trying to think of like what else about it other than it was kind of weird seeing people not realize that Saquon was on wires for the photo shoot.
I was shaking my head when they're like, "Oh my God, did he just float? Oh my God,
motherfucker!" Like listen, Saquon is great. He can bench press. What is it? Almost 700, 800 pounds with his fucking big ass thighs that are bigger than my chest.
Yeah.
Like I get that. No matter how big his muscles are, the one thing he can't do is break physics.
Yeah.
And he almost did with the actual jump from the game, the one that we see. I get that.
Yeah.
But with this one, they were like, let's get a little more assistance. Let's get a little bit more assistance.
The other statement I saw was like from according to X, like their name, he was a doctor. That was the worst cover they could have shown because now all the kids are gonna be wanting to do the backwards hurdle and don't let your kids stop them from doing it now. Buddy, I don't know if you saw it, like a week after he did it, all the high schools around were trying to do it.
Listen, one broken collarbone or cervical vertebrae, it'll stop. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The lesson will be learned, and then we'll go back to normal. That's all.
Yeah.
Local podcaster advocates for children to be injured in football games. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying. Once it happens, then you're going to have kids think twice about it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck around and find out.
Exactly. So, what happened? We're having some Wi-Fi issues or connectivity or whatever it is that we're doing here. This should be hardlined into the router, but I'm poor. I don't have certain things. So, again, when I tell you that we're putting this thing together with bubblegum and tape, that's exactly what we're doing.
We grew up watching MacGyver, so I mean, we're channeling our MacGyver.
This is how we're doing. Again, this is just like I said. Again, as we've always stated, this is just 2 drunk idiots at a bar talking about sports. Are we big computer IT guys? Not a fucking chance. Not a fucking chance. I know how to draw good and do some graphics. We just talk bullshit. Do we even know how to talk sports good? I have no idea. Probably not. But I think that I'm pretty entertaining as a personality, as are you, Jimbo. So I was like, we're pretty good. We're pretty good at what we do here. But Frank Ragnow retired. That's a problem for the Lions. That's a big problem for the Lions. All of a sudden now you have to go ahead and find yourself a brand new center that is an all-pro center that you thought you had there. So, I have noticed some people talking about NFL players retiring early, but also, why wouldn't you? Especially in those kind of positions. Like if it's becoming a lot, and in his retirement statement, he said, like, I was trying to pretend that I was still feeling well, but no matter how much I tried to say it, I couldn't convince myself that I was feeling good. So I just, it's time to leave. but if you're an NFL player and you've made a ton of money, you've been smart with your money, you invest it, you do things like that, blah 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 blah. Why not? Like, why not? You know, you put in 6 years, 7 years, you know, whatever it is. Take the money, go. You've done your bit. You're gonna be comfortable the rest of your life. You, your family, everything like that. As long as, like, again, everything is invested right and you've done good things with your money and, you know, diversify portfolios, things. I don't know, tax shelters, things like that. I don't know. Hashtag taxation is theft. Anyway, I'm not gonna. We don't get political. Not getting political on it.
No,
not getting political. But whatever it is, yeah, like, you know, put in a couple years, make your millions of dollars, and then adios. You know, if you can, if that's the reason why, you know.
And that's the thing. Like, nowadays compared to even 10 years ago, like, everybody's like, players are bigger, faster, stronger than they were 10 years ago. So you're not gonna be able to play 10, 15 years anymore because of the evolution of the players in the game, you know. Like,
well, I saw somebody bring up this point, and it's actually, you know, it's a thought of, you know, that it's a thought that I have thunk many times. But with athletes today, how athletes are, they're never off. Like, they're like the old the Gatorade slogan for a while. There is no off season. You know, there's no, you know, right now there isn't. Like, players, and no matter what the sport is, whether it's football, hockey, basketball, baseball, whatever, like, they are constantly now watching their health, working out, their bodies are in peak physical condition all the time. And I forget who it was, but I did hear it one time. I'm going to have to go ahead and research this, but they were saying, like, with today's athletes and how, you know, it almost feels like a, you know, if you stretch a rubber band, you are taut. You are ready to go. You are at your peak physical condition all the time. Does it perhaps make it easier that, you know, you get hurt easier now because you are so fast and the muscles are so big and you're pulling so much. There's so much torque and strain on ligaments, joints, bones, whatever it is, that it's so much easier to tear an ACL. It's so much easier to tear your elbow ligaments if you're a pitcher, and now you got to get Tommy John surgery. So much easier to rip an Achilles and rip a muscle, pull a muscle, hurt things like that. You know, are athletes too fit? Do we need to get fat asses back into athletics here? Is basically what I'm trying to say here. Do we have to give, you know, the beer drinker here, you know, the old school, the Chuck Bednarik types, Concrete Charlie? Do we need those kind of guys here in order to get some balance back? Yeah, sure. Maybe guys aren't running 4.1, 4.2 40s anymore, but, you know, they can play for, you know, 15, 20 years without needing a reconstructive knee surgery.
I don't think that would work, because, again, just, you know, compare the salaries. Just look at the salaries now compared to 10 years ago. I mean, you make $2-3 million as even a backup running back. You could
that's
get
true.
out within four years, you know, and be fine, you know.
Because here's the thing too. You're getting paid for being prepared. And I've seen that said a lot too, but that one I believe is absolutely true. The game, like, if you ask any players, the games, they're free. To them, we play the games for free. The money that we get, the salary we earn, that comes from the practices, that comes from the training camps, even though technically they only get game checks. You don't get paid for the other stuff. But that's what, in the athlete's mind, that's what it is. Because that's the hard stuff, is going into the weight room every day, eating right every day, hitting the practice field every day, watching film every day, putting in all that hard work every day. Then when game time comes, that's the good time. That's when you get to go and just fuck somebody else up. You get to go put your helmet into somebody else's chest and drive them into the ground and do a little sack dance. You get to do a little sack dance after that. You know, that's the fun. But I want, like, it's one of those little thoughts. It's like, are athletes too fit for this fat ass America? You know, I don't think that's the case either. Like, again, as we've seen, the performances and the things, like they said, if Saquon wasn't doing all the things he's doing, he doesn't do that backwards ass jump and give what is probably one of the most iconic football plays, football moves that's going to be around for the next 25, 30 years. Like, people are going to go back and look at that the way we look at the Immaculate Reception and go back and look at that as we see other plays from 30, 40 years ago as we see that now, just because of how fucking ridiculous that play was.
Yeah.
And that he was physically able to do that. He was able to hurdle somebody backwards. That's insane. So that's the other thing too. Like, if you're not pushed yourself to that far, do you miss that? Do you not get the OBJ one-handed catch in his rookie year against Dallas for the touchdown, which again was fucking ridiculous? And which, by the way, OBJ said he never wanted to leave the Giants. He said he liked it there. I mean, he was engaged to a kicking net. Why would you want to leave? I get it. You got commitments. You don't want to get. Who knows what could have happened? A love torn away too soon.
Long-term relationship never worked.
Also, and maybe that Stephon Diggs needed to talk to OBJ. Stay off the fucking boats.
Yeah.
As we've mentioned that before. But Stephon Diggs is in camp. He seems to be okay. Nobody's giving him shit about his pink powder club, and whatever was going on there with the young ladies. Although I think somebody said Cardi B was upset, saying that he should not have been so flirtatious with them hoes.
I didn't see that. I just assumed she was there, and that was maybe
as
her
it were.
friends.
I don't know. Maybe again, I could have been Dove Kleinman on that one. That could have been what's that? Was it Bustin' McCockiner or whatever his name is? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I mean that could be any one of those things, but still, that one was interesting. What else is? Oh, why is Silent Hill trending? I'm sorry. I'm just checking out Twitter. See, I just saw. What are they doing with Silent Hill F new game coming out? All right, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Silent Hill fan. I'm a big Silent Hill guy. So
I think it's been quite a while since the last game.
Yeah, I know. They did a couple of the like the revamps, like they remastered, some of the other ones, but this one looks like it's a new game. So there we go.
Oh, okay.
Silent Hill F coming up there. So interesting. And I'll say this too. Was it a great movie? No, but the first Silent Hill movie, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent video game adaptation. And one of the few movies in which Sean Bean doesn't die, so there's that. I thought it was a pretty decent flick. Now the second one that they came out, the sequel to that, holy shit, is that one of the worst things ever made? Oh my god! I remember somebody had told me one time. I think it might have been my sister. She was like, "Oh, watch it." I think the second one's super scary. You'll like it. I couldn't stop fucking laughing through the whole thing. Like, I couldn't even riff it. I couldn't even do the Mystery Science Theater on it because it was so goddamn bad. Oh, it was so bad. So let's see. What else? We talked about Saquon and the Madden Curse. How you feel. We won't know until the season starts. Oh God, if he gets injured, something happens in training camp or something. Oh my God, Philadelphia will explode.
Here's a little side note I gotta bring up. And my old supervisor, who still works there, he just works in a different bay.
Right.
Is a Niners fan.
Okay.
And last year, like, me and him are always going at it. Fuck the Niners.
Right. I know you. Brock Purdy sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I said he's only good when he has weapons. And last year when McCaffrey was put on the cover, I gave him so much shit, and I was like, "Oh, it's the Madden Curse.
It's over. It's over for you.
It's over." And he kept on, just give me the wave away, go away. And then when I saw that, and he usually takes lunch around the same time as I do, and he came into the lunchroom, I said, "Well, Harry, go ahead, give me your shit." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Saquon's on the Madden cover. Both barrels." He gave it to me. I said, "I'm not watching football this year. I'm taking this year off from watching it."
Yeah, and that's the thing, because everybody was like, "Oh yeah, McCaffrey, he's got a lingering injury from last year, but he should be ready to go before the season." Nope. I did. His first game was what, week 10, I think?
Yeah.
Week 9, week 10, something like that. And then even then he was in and out of the line. Like, it was just last year was not a great year for the Niners, and that is all chalked up to injuries. Everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
Ayuk was out for the whole fucking training camp, and then okay, fine, I'll sign the deal. I finally stopped being a pain in the ass. I signed the deal 2 weeks later. Gone for the year with the fucking knee. It's like, Jesus Christ. So again, is this year the Niners can come back? Maybe. They've lost a couple pieces. They've gotten a couple pieces. They still have a pretty decent core there. But you know, there's enough talent there for San Francisco to be something. Although I gotta say, I think the Rams are gonna be a real good team out there. And surprise, I always love doing the surprise teams, and I love having them as my surprise team, even though they always, fail me. Don't sleep on the Arizona Cardinals. Don't do it.
You said that last year too.
I did, and they always fail me. I've said it for a couple years now, and they always kind of fail me. But I'm going to do it again. Maybe they won't fail me this time. There you go. 4th time's the charm. Don't sleep on those desert birds, baby.
Just like Saquon thinks he's going to be the 27th Madden cover person to say, I'm going to break that curse.
Maybe I don't know, but I think the NFC West can be good this year. I do think the NFC West can be good this year. I think the NFC North. I think all 4 teams are good. I think there's some better than others. Maybe the Lions come back down to the. I mean, it was kind of questionable anyway. And again, there's another team that had a lot of injuries. They still had a very good season, but to lose to Washington is right out of the bat. You get the number 1 seed, you get home field throughout the playoffs, and then you lose to Washington there. It's like, ugh. Now, granted, again, I understand that they were playing with fire all year. They were very injured. I get it, but whew. So maybe they take a step back. We'll see how the Vikings do with J.J. McCarthy. Again, I love the Vikings defense. Love their defense. Yeah. But we'll see if J.J. can work. He's got weapons, as we said. He's still got Jefferson. You got Addison. You got Aaron Jones in the backfield. That's a pretty good goddamn setup.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good goddamn setup. The Packers, they have a receiver now with Golden out of Texas. Can Love make that step? A lot of people said he kind of regressed last year. I think it was kind of a lateral move. I don't think the Packers were any better than they were in 2023 than they were in 2024. I don't think they made a significant jump as far as a performance talent wise. Maybe this is something that happens this year. We'll see. But I think as Love goes, that's how the Packers will go. That's just the way Love goes. Yeah. It's just the way love goes. That's the way love goes. That's the way love. See, this is the problem when there's nothing to talk about. Is it kind of starts turning into Stay Tuned Sports Karaoke, and thank you for joining us for it. It's great. It's fantastic. But this is just where we are.
I could sing a good Freebird.
Yeah, but see, the problem is that Freebird is so much instrument, especially in the beginning, and then obviously your guitar solo there at the end.
Yeah.
So singing it's the problem when people start going look like they're having a seizure. That gets a little much.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna have karaoke, obviously I'm gonna do a little bit of Taylor. It's just you got to give respect.
And
to
that's
the
when I'll
queen
sign off.
Which, by the way, congratulations, Taylor, getting all her masters back. She went ahead and bought them all. So no more of the, well, there's one more. She's going to re-release her debut album. Is that she said she couldn't re-record her Reputation, couldn't do it, was unable to do so. So because it was just so good, it was such a time. It was a moment in time you can never replicate. I was like, all right, whatever. But so there's that. You know me. I'm a Taylor Swift simp. I was a Taylor Simp Swift. I am a simp for Taylor, absolutely. Though. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. But also, congratulations Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld wed over the weekend. Congratulations to you two lovebirds. They met around the same time that Taylor and Travis did, and they were already married. Travis, better put a ring on that motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. But, listen, time is a ticking.
Josh got a ring before Dak Prescott.
Hey, Josh finished ahead of the Chiefs for the first time and maybe the only time in his career. But I'm saying, listen, all I'm going to say for Travis is time's running out, man. You are on a razor's edge between getting married to Taylor Swift and being an album. Choose wisely is all I'm going to say.
Be an album.
She's gonna come out with an album just talking about you suck, you can't even catch. Man, that 2024 season, you were nothing. You were like, she's gonna sing the stats to him. It's just like 18 dropped passes. What the fuck was wrong with you? Like, oh, God. Sometimes I really do love slow weeks. I really do. It's just here we are. But so. Let's jump real quickly into the two championships that are going to happen here, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. But NBA, you have the Indiana Pacers, who defeated the Knicks in 6 games. They are going up against the Oklahoma. Jesus, I can't.
Man, you're doing good today.
And I have coffee. I should be alert. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who are in. Is this their first or second NBA Finals? I can't remember.
I want to say second because I thought Durant helped bring them to the first.
I think it's their second, yeah. And they, a lot of people were trying to say, like, well, they won in the 70s when they were... No. The Seattle Supersonics are still in Seattle.
Yes.
They're just waiting for a team to come see it. It's kind of like a Brown situation to me. So, keep that shit there. It's kind of like I hate... I hate the Carolina Hurricanes anyway, just being a Devils fan. I fucking hate that team. But the extra level of hate is how much they've started wearing and doing like the Hartford Whalers shit. It's like you're wearing the skin of the corpse that you murdered and then dragged down to South Carolina. Stop it. Like the Whalers belong in Hartford, and seeing the Carolina Hurricanes skate around their rink with that and playing Brass Bonanza, that doesn't belong in Raleigh. It belongs in Hartford. That's all I'm going to say. But I know you're not a big basketball fan, so we'll not spend too much time on this. Jimbo, if you were a betting man, if you had to go ahead and throw some money on this, who are you betting on to win the NBA championship and how many games? Let's just, put it for shits and giggles, as it were.
I'll tell you what, like the past 2-3 weeks, I felt like a little something in my chest of...
That's congestive heart failure. You should probably get checked for that.
Okay. So, I start to kind of like the Pacers, and not because of Pat McAfee or anything, but Halliburton. I like his personality.
Like the cut of his jib.
Yeah, and he kind of made me like the Pacers. So I'm rooting for the Pacers. I'm going to put some money on the Pacers for NBA's sake. Pacers in 7, but very close. Back and forth, back and forth.
This is one of the ones where it's like, who do I want to win and who do I think is going to win? Even though I was pulling for the Knicks and I kind of like the rivalry they have there with Indiana, I really want Indiana to win. Indiana is a huge basketball state, especially, you think about college, think about the movie Hoosiers. You think about Indiana is basketball. If there's one thing about Indiana you got to know, it is basketball. Basketball. They love fucking basketball there. So for them to get an NBA championship would be really cool. The state would go nuts. Not just Indianapolis, but the whole state will fucking lose its mind. So I'd really like to see that. But if we're talking about just level of talent and how they play, it's Oklahoma City, and it might be a sweep. Yeah, it might be a sweep. So again, I'm hoping Indiana wins, and if they do, it'll probably be 7 games. But I'll be generous, and I'll say Thunder in 5. I just don't think anybody's going to be able to beat the Thunder this year. They're just that good, unfortunately. And I know everybody in Seattle is going to be punching the fucking air right now and just be like, motherfucker! I get it. I feel you. I understand.
The only other thing I'll say though is if
My basketball team was stolen too. They took my Nets from New Jersey and moved them all the way the hell out to Brooklyn. All right, so I know how that feels. I had to become a Knicks fan.
You could be a Nets fan.
Move the Nets. No, I can't. Not from fuck Brooklyn.
It's New York. I mean, you're
fuck that.
a
No,
Giants fan in Jersey.
no. Yeah, because there's that's who they are. There's no other team.
They're not the Jersey
It's what it
Giants.
is. Jimbo, I swear to Christ, I'm gonna somehow find a way to transport this coffee mug across time and space to smash in a goddamn head. Hey, ELS, great to see you in the chat.
I'll say this: OKC is the kid that's always flopping and stuff.
He won the MVP, and all anybody can say, "Whoa!" Somebody breathes on him. Whoa!
First time he flops, I'm putting out my goon out there and say, make sure your elbow connects.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna make that guy flop for a reason.
Make him, yeah. Hey, ELS, I bought something for you.
Oh, yeah, ELS in the chat. There you go, Brandon. If you want to buy that merch, ELS, it is there available right now at the merch store. Link is in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. I don't know if ELS is going to be a big buyer of that. But we did. No. Listen, we have the 8-bit Packers stuff there, the 8-bit Packers helmets there and stuff like that. More merch is coming, obviously. There's also a brand new Chief Swifty shirt now in there. I know we're really jumping on that Taylor Swift Chiefs bandwagon real early on this one, but I don't know. I think it's a good design. Of course I do. I made it. So ELS Jimbo G's. Okay, so now let's move over to the real championship here. The Stanley Cup Finals between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Boy, Edmonton has looked good through these series, although Stuart Skinner seems to be, he gets a slow start. He kind of lets in a lot of goals, but again, when it came to Dallas, boy, he really shut the doors down on him in those last 4 games of that series. Edmonton won that series, I believe it was 4-2. I believe they won it in 6. And the Panthers, so close to sweeping the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes have now won 1 Eastern Conference Finals playoff game in their last 4 trips there. So they got swept, and lost in 5. So fuck Carolina. I think I said that before. I'll say it again. You keep on wearing the corpse of the Hartford Whalers. That's what you get. So no. So we have a rematch here of the Stanley Cup Finals. Panthers, Oilers. ELS. He's got the Panthers in 6. Jimbo, who you got?
I gotta say the Panthers, and this kind of goes with like what I kind of earlier said about the Madden Curse. No Canadian team has won in 30-some years.
31 years. This is year 32. If they don't win it this year, that'll be 32 seasons that a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup.
So until they could, any Canadian team, not just.
So you're saying until they do it, you can't believe they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going Panthers. I think last year this won 7 games, didn't it?
I believe so. I believe this was a 7-gamer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's going to be a same type of outcome competitive.
I mean, you got Connor McDavid, you got Leon Draisaitl. I mean, you have these weapons on Edmonton that are lights out.
Yeah.
But now you have Florida. They have basically the same team they had last year. They added Marchand, which is a huge veteran get for them. And it just seems like Florida, they find ways to win. They win well. They win impressively. They won very impressively over the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, however you want to see that, some people say the Hurricanes, I mean, just look at the track record in Eastern Conference Finals in the last little bit. Not great. You can see that. But they were one of the teams with the highest point totals in the NHL this year. They were a solid team, talented team, great team. But Florida fucking mopped them. They mopped them. Their struggle really came with Toronto after losing the first 2 games to them and being down 3-1. I think they were down 3-1 in that series. No. They brought up 3-2. Toronto won. They brought it to Game 7. And then but after being down 0-2, they won 3 straight games, and then that's it. So since they lost those first 2 games, they went 4-1 against Toronto. And in the games they beat Toronto, and Toronto didn't even stand a chance.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah. He said cue the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, I know, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Verizon Fios. I think we're back on now. So ELS can let us know when we're back in there in the chat, because I'm not sure. So I'm just kind of talking. Test. 1 2 1 2. Are we back? I have no fucking idea. Verizon Fios. What the fuck? Okay, now this is something that's like, again, I think it's a fiber optic internet is fantastic. It's fast. It's wonderful. Love everything about it. When it works. When it decides to do stuff like this, not so much. ELS says we're back. Okay, yes, we are. Thank God. But yes, so a gigantic middle finger to Verizon Fios. I forget even where we were or what the fuck we were talking about. I think I said I agreed with ELS. Panthers in 6. ELS, by the way, he also agreed with you about Pacers in 7 for the NBA. So that'll be that. And before anything else happens, I'm gonna have to make sure I cut all that dead space or whatever the hell is there out of the live when I can go ahead and edit it there on YouTube. But Jesus Christ. Anyway, before we get cut off again by Verizon Fios, who apparently doesn't like this fucking show, I have no idea. Take 2, indeed it is, ELS. So we came right back just to get the fuck out of here. However, so I say Panthers in 6 and Thunder in 5. Jimbo says Panthers in 7 and Pacers in 7. So you're thinking 7 for both of them. That would be, I think that would get eyeballs on. Once you got the game 5, 6 or 7, once it started getting like that, I think then you'd get some eyeballs on it. It has to be that, or I think the ratings are not going to be that great for either one of these series. They just don't have the market pull. They don't have the juice, the sizzle. I know you don't like it when I do that, but too bad. That's what I do. Jimbo, final thoughts on this Wednesday, June 4th, as we are... I just posted it today too. How many days away are we?
93?
I think it's 90. No, 92. We are 92 days away from kickoff between the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles. So Jimbo, final thoughts. Oh yes, go right ahead.
And I think I saw the Eagles are getting their rings tomorrow. So we'll be able to see.
I wonder how they look. If they look as good as the last one, I you know how much I hate the Eagles.
Yes.
But that ring was really nice. I want to see how this one looks. Are you going to be buying a fake one of this one as well?
As long as inside it's inscribed "Tush Push Forever."
You don't ever let that go.
Nope.
Maybe they're going to have a giant ass cheek just in the ring there. It's just going to be like, oh, okay. Just it's a literal imprint of Jalen Hurts' ass. But okay, final thoughts on this Wednesday here for you, Jimbo.
I'm more excited to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs. The NBA.
Clearly, I'm a big hockey guy, yeah.
But I may tune in for a couple of the NBA games.
I want to see. I want to see how bad SGA flops a little bit, and I want to see if Halliburton can keep his momentum going, and we'll see. And like I said, well, here's it. We're in a dead period, so sports is sports. You know what I mean? By the way, congratulations to the Colorado Rockies getting their first series sweep since over a year ago. May 2024 was the last time the Rockies actually swept a series. They've won 3 straight games against Miami. Boy, losing 3 straight games to Colorado. Miami, how fucking bad can you... Oh, boy, just leave. Just leave.
Move.
Move down to the minors. Go to the International League. It's time to go. It's time to go. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you want to get that sweet, sweet Jimbo merch right there that you see there, more tuition for the pushing. It's got a Go Birds on the back as well. And, of course, Old Glory right there on the sleeve. Look at that. Ah, so good. Love it. If you want to get that, links for the merch store are in the chat and in the description below this video, as well as the donation station. You want to go ahead and donate anything. You donate more than $35, get your name in a ticker. Right now, Pecan with $35. He is the top donator. Also, like, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to this video. Helps us out with the YouTube algorithm and hopefully gets us to be monetized very soon. Until the next thing we do, will it be another Jim Bob cooking show for us here on Sunday, or will it be a actual tier list video that I've been saying for the last month or so that's going to come out and still hasn't come out yet because I got ADHD and I don't know how to fucking get anything done. I don't know how to prioritize. I don't know how to do anything. Anyway, maybe that'll come out too. But until then, for your good friend Jimbo right over there, I'm your boy King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Adios, everybody.